Peace, family. So the other day, Vladimir Putin come out and admitted that Jesus Christ is actually black. I don't believe for one second that you just not now discovered this. But I'm going to do it always. I'm going to take what you say is 100% true. And let's say you just not discovered that Jesus Christ is black when all the time you actually believe that he was actually white. You done built your society, your politics, your spirituality, your status in the world, all based on the premise that Jesus Christ was white. You had racial organizations that put themselves above everybody else because they believed they were white, God was white, and that put them in superior position over everybody else. So now that you know that Jesus is actually the opposite of white, what happens to these organizations now? Now that you know that you are the opposite of God, if God is a person of color, black, and you are the opposite of that, which is white, then your superior organization should now be inferior organizations. Because see, when you looked at your society, when you looked at Jesus Christ and you seen that you said that he was white, that gave you the right to go out and take from other indigenous people. Now that you have discovered, I can't even. Now that you have discovered that Jesus Christ is actually black, will that inspire you now to give? Will that inspire you now to return all the things that you have taken based upon this wrong assumption? How does the message change just because the color of God changed? Let's say you honestly thought Jesus Christ was white. Now that you say that he's black, now God has this all-inclusive, all-encompassing message. Where was this message when you thought he was white? When you thought he was white, that gave you the homage to rob and rape from everybody. But now that he's black, not only did the color change, but the message changed as well. It's because everything that you have built your society on, all the profits and proceeds that you have made over the years, pushing this lie. Now you think you can just change the color and change the message and still keep what you have stolen. What made you make this announcement? Was it because you wanted to get it right with God? Well, if you wanted to get it right with God, then you got to do right by God. You got to forego all the profits and proceeds, all the positions that you have immorally taken over the years. You have to give it back. If God is black, and you should also know that God's favorite chosen people are also black. These are the people who have been most wronged. So now that you have put yourself in this position, it's time for you to make black people right. Restore what you have taken from them. Get your people out of their land. If you can't do that, I don't even see what reason you had for bringing this up in the first place. If it's not going to change, if you discover that Jesus Christ is now black, it should change your whole perspective on life. It really should. Because see, I believe you never thought this in the first place. I believe that you always knew that Jesus Christ was black. And something has compelled you or made you now make this confession. Because see, if you truly believed that God and Jesus Christ was white, And when you look at the history of white people and you see the rape and the pillaging and the enslavement of others, the sodomy of men, women, and children, the cannibalization of human beings, not one time did you ever come out and make a similar announcement that you are the image of God, and the actions and behaviors associated with your people is totally inconsistent to being godlike. Not one time have you people ever said anything close to that. That's because you always knew that you were the opposite of what God is. If God exists, God is good, God is true, God is love, and God is of color. And you are the exact opposite of that. That's why you never question your behavior. I also want to know what these black churches are going to say now. Because, see, they want to preach that, God color don't mean anything. Well, it meant something to white people when they was pushing that God was white. It made them believe that they were a superior race. But now that you had racist groups based upon this lie, saying that they were superior, and now that this information has come out by Vladimir Putin himself, now these white supremacist groups should now be white inferior groups, because you are the opposite of what God is. God is love. God is good. Nowhere in your history have you ever been attributed to these type of characteristics. I want to see what these Candace Owens and Hodge twins and all these other bootlicks that have been saying that black people are lazy, black people can't do nothing, black people can't build. When now Vladimir Putin has come out and said in front of everybody, in front of the world, that God is black, and that means his people are black. So now how do black people become so lazy? How? You can't just isolate this to just the color. It's all type of after effects that come from this type of decision. Because once you change the color of God from white to his original color, black, all the decisions that you made promoting that he was white, now you got to reconsider now. You got to do a whole lot of work now. I don't know why Vladimir Putin decided to do this, but brother, you done opened up a can of worms that I don't even. This is going to be a real deep rabbit hole, and it's going to be a long time before you be able to climb out of it.